Well, artists and venues, organizations, businesses, and more, they're invited to participate in the 2018 Uptown Art Stroll. Coming up in June, local artists will open their professional or home studios and give visitors a glimpse into their creative process during Northern Manhattan's open studios. Here now to tell us more is Joanna Castro. She's the executive director of the Northern Manhattan Arts Alliance. And thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Daren. A pleasure to be here this morning.
Good.
It really is super exciting for us. This is the Sweet 16th Uptown Art Stroll. It started as a day-long volunteer event. It kept expanding, and now it's a month-long. To give you an idea, last year we had about 200 events just the month of June. So it's a pretty massive community event, grassroots, an easy subway bus ride away in Northern Manhattan, so we cover from West 135th up to West 220th. We have the opening at the Sugar Hill Children's Museum of Art and Storytelling. And as you mentioned, we have open studios, and that's a community favorite. As you probably know, apartments uptown tend to be a little bit bigger than downtown.
Right.
So many of our artists use part of their home for open studios. So it's a very giving experience of opening your home basically to the general public so that people can see the creative process and hopefully also purchase artwork by local artists.
And you talked about how it started as like this, one, and it's actually grown. What do you think makes the difference for this?
I think it's very democratic. Is you want to be part of it, get together with someone, reach out to a venue, whether it's a restaurant, you can have an event at the park. We don't curate. And so there's a sense of ownership of I can be part of it too. And I think that's what the spirit that has been so key for the stroll of inclusivity, diversity, multiculturalism.
Well, 'tis the season, and we know that coming up towards the end of the week is, you've got Earth Day coming up, and that's going to be a very big day for you. Talk about Earth Day and what's happening.
Yes. So we're surrounded by lots of parks in Northern Manhattan, and why not take advantage? Why not encourage people to utilize the park, especially because the weather looks pretty good. Fingers crossed, weather gods listening.
We hope, right?
Indeed. So we want to showcase actually two things. One, for the last few years, we've had public art in the park, and that for us is very important to have Uptown artists showcase not only in enclosed areas, but also in the park. So we have two installations in Inwood Hill Park. We will be collaborating with Friends of Inwood Hill Park during their Earth Day festivities. So this is their third annual Earth Day festival, and we're bringing in a group from the Dominican Republic, and her name is Enerolisa. She's very well known, and she will be offering a free workshop followed by a performance, and this is at 2 o'clock at Payson Playground. So this is really exciting for us to also encourage people to see the connection between the arts and the community. So culture can take place anywhere, whether it's a park, a museum, a restaurant. We are surrounded by art and culture.
Give me a little bit of your perspective about bridging the arts and community, right? Because you have the arts, and the arts really makes up the community, and it's based on a lot of people in the community. But sometimes there's a disconnect. And do you feel like the connect is being made more now these days?
I think so. I can't imagine life without the arts. First of all, how boring, really. How can we not have music? How can we not have spoken word? How can we not have visual arts? So it's a way to express ourselves. And I think particularly in the political times that we face, art is a way to express that, to vent, to explore, to connect, and to avoid isolation, to really feel like we're part of something bigger. It's food for the soul.
Yeah,
it really
definitely. I want to talk about the new bench, and there's something going on there. So introduce our viewers to the new bench.
Sure. So actually, a little show and tell, as they say. So these are the two installations that we have in the park. The way that we do artwork.
Or let me hold it up. I'll take it and hold it.
Thank you.
Yep, there it is.
There we go. So we do a call. We ask artists to submit a proposal, and then we have a review process, and these two were the pieces that were selected. For the top bench, he's actually a student finishing his master's in fine arts, and he created this bench from and it's all hand carved. and it's done very well. I was walking by the park on Sunday, and there was a group of Qigong people who were practicing, and they were practicing right in front of the bench. For the shoe, which is called the bottom one, in someone else's shoe, it's great to see little kids go in, sit, touch, play, try to figure out all the different components that make the shoe. So it really is just a way to create questions, comments, to be inquisitive, and to have fun.
So interesting. So people can come and check out the shoe and the new bench, and certainly a lot going on. And so a busy time of year for you guys, huh?
Yes. So all of this, as we prepare for the stroll, we also actually have on May 12th a free art making workshop and live music at the Inwood Farmers Market. Please, I invite your audience and audience members to attend. Both of these events are free and open to the public, and this will lead up to the Uptown Art Stroll. And most of our events are free and open to the public, including, of course, the opening as well as the closing.
How are you able to get your hands on all these different artists?
Collaboration, partnerships, teamwork, volunteers. So really it takes a village. It sounds cheesy, but it really does take a village.
And so when these artists get together, talk to us about that feeling, because you got similar people. We all share the same work. What's that vibe like, and what's it like for them being a part of this stroll?
When I'm near artists, I'm like, those are my people. I studied art. I knew I would never make a living out of it, so my next best option was to be surrounded by them. And it's just really a great energy to be near them, surrounded, see their work, see how they think, see how they express themselves, and how they encourage conversation. I think we're living at a time that conversation, dialogue is very important.
Yeah.
So one tool is definitely through the arts.
Definitely. Before we leave, one more time, let's get people connected to Sunday. Talk about Sunday again. Where can they go, and where's it taking place?
Sure. So again, a little show and tell. Here's the flyer. This is Enero Lisa. She's coming directly from the Dominican Republic with a group of 9 musicians and performers. We'll be offering a free workshop followed by a performance at 2 o'clock at the Place and Playground. Please follow us on social media if you have any questions, comments, or concerns.
All right.
We hope you
Joanna
enjoy.
Castro, thank you so much for coming and being
Thank
with
you,
us here
Daren.
today. Good
Pleasure
to have
to be
you.
here.
All
Thank
righty.
you.
Thank you. All right. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We got more shows. Stay with us. We're coming right back with more Open